Hi family.
Hi family.
Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is not quite a year taste test for our vanilla chamomile mead that we made. We recently discovered from another local mead maker that you don't actually have to wait a full year for
You shouldn't have to wait a full year for things to taste good.
Yeasts like bread yeast and such like that, you probably want to because they take more time to get all that yeasty bread yuckness out. We had done a 7 yeast experiment where we just randomly grabbed 7 yeasts that sounded interesting to us and kind of fell in love with the champagne yeast.
Yeah.
And so we decided to make this one based on that, which I'll put the recipe in the description.
This one should be pretty good. I mean, it's going to be, actually I think one of the more complex ones we've ever created with the chamomile flowers, the vanilla bean, actually leaving it in a bag and then taking the bag out, doing that whole kind of thing. And there's not like fruit in it. It's spice.
Yeah.
It's a spiced mead.
If you want to get technical, I think you can call it a spice mead or a melomil. They're not your traditional meads. Because traditional mead, from my understanding, is just honey, but we don't really split hairs on that. We call it a spice mead because we can. We did put raisins in this.
We did put raisins in this.
That was another thing too we learned from our experiment, which was very informative, and definitely highly recommend running your own experiment to learn that about this stuff, is how important tannins are. So honey doesn't have its own natural tannins. And so you got to add things in that will kind of add that kind of flavoring.
Complexities.
Yes.
To it. Yeah, we went way down a rabbit hole with that one. Now we're sitting there going, oh, we should.
Wood is a
yeah,
tannin.
we should put some wood chips in some of these brews somewhere down the line. See what that does for it. So
yeah. So we're looking forward to future ideas with that. It's basically honey, chamomile flowers, chopped raisins, and a vanilla bean. And then we use the Lalvin EC-1118 yeast. And we always use Fermaid O and yeast nutrient because, again, honey lacks its own natural tannins, and those are supposed to give it nutrients to help feed the yeast.
Yep. So that you don't get
it to stall.
Yeah, you don't get it stalled, and you don't. What was the thing we just learned? You don't stress the yeast.
Yes.
Because stressing the yeast can also make bad flavors.
And it looks like we did add honey in a secondary phase.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like we did obviously the initial primary phase, then we re-racked it, added more honey, and then we, looks like we bottled it after that. So we're going to crack it open, give it a try. It's been 10 months.
8 months. 8-ish months. 2/24.
What month are we in right now?
We're in beginning of November. It's been about 11 months.
It's been, I can't do math.
I know, it's been about 10 months.
It's been time.
Yeah. Things and time has passed, and it should be good to drink now. Looks really good. Oh, interesting.
He's trying to be cheap on dishwasher.
Why?
One glass.
One glass?
Yeah, sharing the glass.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
He doesn't like dirty dishes because that's his chore. I didn't anticipate how yeasty it would still smell.
I was thinking the same thing. Like that one smells.
Still kind of smells a bit like cheap alcohol, that rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that to it. And it actually has kind of an off-putting smell.
Yeah. All right.
I wonder if it's the vanilla bean.
Doesn't taste bad,
It doesn't taste bad, no. That actually tastes really good.
It's not dry. It's not...
You can really taste the vanilla, though.
You think so?
I can. That smells the only thing that's kind of like...
It's not as smooth as some of the other ones that we've made. And that could be due to age. But we've been learning kind of from other mead makers that you don't have to wait a year. Some local mead makers jokingly say that none of their mead lasts longer than 6 months because it's all been drunk by then. I feel like it's a good gift one. Because, like, for example, we have some friends that don't like sweet meads. In fact, never tried mead before us because they just assumed it would be super sweet.
Yeah.
So this would be like a great one to have like dinner with people like them, because then people like us who do prefer it sweet versus people like them who don't, it's a good kind of...
It's middle of the road.
Exactly.
Very much so, yeah.
Anyways, if you're looking for like a cool middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
But if you live in an area where there is no road, then I guess it is the ground. This is a really cool recipe. It is not something I would have initially thought. It was something I read online, and it just kind of piqued my interest. So we'll be enjoying this with dinner tonight.
Yep. It almost tastes like a tea. The chamomile, I think, really kind of puts off like a tea.
Yes.
And the vanilla bean, like the vanilla really kind of hits in the after notes.
Yeah.
Like after you've kind of had the initial kind of, I would call it probably acidic at first, that hit in your mouth.
Yeah. So if you are an avid tea lover, I think you would really appreciate this.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Tea with a kick, extra kick.
Our kind of style.
So.
Anyways. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Please like and subscribe.
Bye.